Welcome into the Commanders Report. I am your host, Jack Sperry, and today I'm going to be telling you guys whether to buy, sell, or hold stock in some hot takes that were cooked up here by producer Jeffrey Cooperstein. Before we get into today's show, make sure you click that thumbs up icon if you are excited about this year's Washington Commanders football team, man. Sitting at 7-2, with some pretty, I would say, very winnable football games in the second half of the season. This team is definitely set up to win 12, maybe even 13 games this year, maybe even make a run in January. So if you're very excited about this team, make sure you click that thumbs up icon right now. So Coop, take it away. What's your first scenario?
All right, Spare Dog, let's get right into it. Is Jayden Daniels the best rookie quarterback in NFL history?
You said these were going to be good, man. This is a pretty hot one. Obviously we saw C.J. Stroud have a great season last year, but honestly, you look at the total yards, total touchdown numbers, the way that the offense is operating through the first half of the year, Jayden is outperforming C.J. Stroud in those areas, so I'm going to say buy. This is somebody that, has a very unique blend of physical gifts matched with NFL readiness. We just haven't really seen somebody this ready to be an NFL pocket passer in terms of his decision-making, in terms of his poise in the pocket, in terms of his accuracy, in terms of his touch down the field. And then, by the way, he also adds the extra element of being able to make things happen with his legs when things break down. So this is one of the most unstoppable offensive weapons in the National Football League. People talked about him being too skinny, talked about him being too old, talking about him being a one-hit wonder at LSU. He's looking like the best damn rookie quarterback I've ever seen, so buy stock in that one.
All right, number 2. The Commanders can win a Super Bowl this season. Can they go to New Orleans and get the job done?
So here's the thing. I'm not going to say they're the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year. I don't think they're number 1 or maybe even number 2 or number 3. But can they do it? Do they have a fighting chance? Do they have an above 0% chance to win a Super Bowl this year? I say yes. Buy stock in that because especially after the Marshon Lattimore trade, guys, this is a very balanced roster now. Is it the best defense in the world? No, but with the offense being as good as it is, it's an elite offense. All you really need is an average to above average defense to compete in January. With Marshon Lattimore and the extra element that he gives in the secondary, I think it was the missing piece to make this team into a legit Super Bowl contender. I will say history isn't exactly on the Commanders' side because you got a rookie quarterback in the playoffs and a first-year head coach with your organization. That combination is a deadly one, according to the trends in NFL history in the postseason. So I would say history certainly not on the Commanders' side, but on paper, they're a top 2 team in the NFC right now, and we know what the history is with the Detroit Lions in the postseason. They've never even made it to a Super Bowl. Okay, so it's definitely going to be an interesting dynamic here. I think they're going to be very competitive in the playoffs, and hopefully Jayden Daniels can stay healthy to give them a shot. So chime in down there in the comment section. Percent chance the Washington Commanders win the Super Bowl this year. Put it on a scale of 0 to 100 for me down there in the comments section. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So in just a second here, YouTube's going to throw you an ad break. When that happens, let me know the percent chance that the Commanders win the Super Bowl for the 2024 season.
All right, let's go over to the defense. Will the Washington Commanders finish with a top 10 scoring defense this year?
It's a good question, Coop, because right now the Commanders' defense is 11th in scoring defense, and that was before they got Marshon Lattimore. So will that move them up here? I kind of think it will. All right, I'm going to be leaning by here, okay? And, the thing is, the Commanders' offense controls the time of possession so much that you don't even need to have like a true top 10 defense to be a top 10 in scoring defense if you're the Commanders. Because right now, they have in terms of the numbers that they're putting out, yards per play, third down, red zone, all these different stuff, all these metrics that they have, they're like not even top 20 in defensive metrics, but they're 11th in scoring defense because they control the game clock on offense. So I absolutely think that even with the addition of Marshon Lattimore here, the defense itself is just going to get better. And, with them sitting at 11th in scoring defense right now, I think that does move up into the top 10 by the end of the season. So coming up here on the Commanders Report, more scenarios from producer Coop here that I tell you either to buy, sell, or hold stock into here when it comes to the Washington Commanders. Now, before we get into those, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Prize Picks, which is the best place to get real money sports action this football season, all from your phone. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 player stat projections for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks and join over 10 million users to sign up today. PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Also, PrizePicks now offers Venmo for quick and easy deposits and withdrawals into your account this sports season. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you just play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks also offers weekly promotions like Taco Tuesday, where every Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value for your lineups. Again, download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. That's $50 instantly when you use code CLNS after playing your first $5 lineup on the PrizePicks app today. PrizePicks, run your game.
All right, we got some more scenarios here. We'll start with this one. Offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury will be with the Commanders in 2025.
So Cliff has done a great job, right? I've said it, man. I made a video about why he may doom the Washington Commanders, right? So I was dead wrong about Cliff Kingsbury. Has had kind of a vanilla type of offense through this point in his NFL career, and he completely changed his style this year, man. Like, he's actually done a lot of very creative stuff, and I'm going to say I'm going to be leaning sell here. And the reason why I say that is because he has been so innovative and because he is doing things that no other offense in the league is doing right now. The 2 running back sets stuff that he's doing this year is just so creative, and, it's definitely something that teams are going to be keeping an eye on. He's also a guy that players respect and like. And, a team like the Chicago Bears, where Cliff worked closely with Caleb Williams, if they're looking for an offensive coach to make Caleb Williams into the player that they were hoping that they were getting when they drafted him, I think Cliff Kingsbury is a great option for him. Now, there's also rumors out there that Ben Johnson might want to go to the Chicago Bears, so hopefully that happens so they don't poach Cliff. But even then, could the Dallas Cowboys want Cliff Kingsbury to help out Dak Prescott? Are there other teams out there that would like a younger offensive coach that's highly respected like Cliff? I mean, there's certainly that possibility. So I won't say it's 100% he gets poached the next offseason, but young offensive coaches, that people respect usually don't stick around very often. So next scenario here, Coop.
How about his defensive counterpart, first-year defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr.? Will he be with the Commanders next season?
So I think Cliff Kingsbury's the name that most people will talk about on your lists or whatever, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Joe Witt Jr. gets a job. I mean, anybody that's ever listened to this guy speak, he just commands the room, all right? And that's what you need when you're an NFL franchise. You want somebody that's going to command a locker room and can, really be a guy people respect. And
you think he's a future head coach?
I think he should be. I think he deserves it. He's been in the league a long time. We've seen it with his defensive play calling style this year. I think he's done a great job to elevate what's been kind of a lackluster roster this year. So I'll say hold for now. He's not a name that gets thrown around a lot. Cliff Kingsbury is certainly, the offensive name. He's the younger guy, all this stuff. But I love the way Joe Witt Jr. coaches. I love his approach. Honestly, he reminds me a little bit of Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin. We know the kind of success Tomlin has had in Pittsburgh for almost 2 decades straight in Pittsburgh without a losing season. So I'm not saying that's going to be Joe Witt Jr., but it's definitely something that I would be considering here if I had an established veteran quarterback and I was looking for a team leader that maybe had a defensive focus as a head coach. I would certainly consider Joe Witt Jr. If I was a team with a veteran quarterback in need of a new team leader. Next one, Coop.
All right, last one of these. Jonathan Allen, defensive tackle. Will he be with the Commanders next year? It's a little more complicated.
Yeah, it depends on Jerzon Newton, how he plays, and also Daron Payne and, that whole situation. I'm actually going to say sell, okay? I am going to say that he is not going to be on the Washington Commanders next year. And the reason why I say that is he wasn't super productive when he was on the field. He's coming off a pectoral injury. He's getting older, and I actually think that you can get a pretty decent draft pick for him. So if you're looking for a way to get even more cap space, the Commanders have a ton of cap space heading into next season. If you want to find a way to get even more draft capital, or not draft capital, you would get draft capital, but also some cap space, go ahead and sell him on the open market, trade him away to somebody that would be willing to give you a 4th or a 5th round pick. And, I think that you'd be pretty good with that. He's got a big cap hit. I don't think he's necessarily worth it. Honestly, you could also talk about Deron Payne being a potential trade candidate as well. But unfortunately, I think it's definitely possible. Jonathan Allen's played his last snap for the Washington football franchise. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Really do appreciate all of your guys' support. If you like videos like this on the Commanders for free every day, we put them up on the channel. Also, we got breaking news coverage every time the Commanders make a move. It's all 100% free, so join the over 20,000 Commanders fans that have already clicked that subscribe button and join the Commanders Report family today.
Oh boy, everybody's favorite topic, Emmanuel Forbes. Will he be a legit starting corner in the NFL at some point in his career?
Like any point in his career?
Any point in his career.
I'm rooting for the guy, man. I really am. I don't think so. I'm going to be definitely leaning sell here. I don't think that he's a good player as an NFL player. Now, people always want to talk about the interceptions he had in college. And, he does have some ability to sniff out the ball and get interceptions. But it's more than that. It's about consistently covering guys. It's about being a consistent tackler on the perimeter. It's about giving good effort as a run defender. And there's just so many things about Emmanuel Forbes that's just not good enough at this point in his career. Has he lost his confidence? Very possible. And, because he doesn't necessarily have the physical gifts, and in fact, he has physical deficiencies being as skinny and as, the lack of functional strength that he has, it just puts him behind the 8 ball a big time here. And I think that his career as an NFL starter is probably over. So make sure you guys go down there in the comment section and let me know. I've been saying buy, sell, or hold this entire video. Now it's your turn. The Commanders are a top 5 team in the NFL. Do you buy, sell, or hold stock in that statement? Let me know what you guys are thinking down there in the comments. Make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you enjoyed today's video, you'll probably enjoy tomorrow's video as well. So make sure you click that subscribe button for daily, informative, and free Commanders content right here on YouTube.